Hello. Say in continuation of the preparation of process accounts, today to look into the next problem. Say you go through the problem, there are three processes A, B and C. Details given. Direct material at rupees 100 per unit, A process 10,000 units. So also sundry material is given, then different expenses are given, but a point to be noted with slight distinction is that actual output in units is given pertaining to process A as at 9,300 units. Further, output transfer to next process two-third and output transfer to finished stock it is given as a 1/3. Now switching over to process B, direct material is concerned, it has been either left blank or it has been kept blank. Why it has been kept blank? Because it indicates that half baked product from process A automatically becomes the input for process B, and accordingly as such it has been kept blank or left blank. Then sundry material given 15,000, then labor, direct expense, normal loss, scrap value per unit, then actual output in units 5,400. Now point to be noted with utmost importance, even in case of process B is concerned, output transfer to next process half and output transfer to finished stock 1/2. Same 50-50. 50% transfer to next process, that is process C, and balancing 50% transfer to finished stock account. Thereupon, so also process C. Say work in progress arising out of process B automatically shall become the input for process C, and as such direct material, say the first column it has been either left blank or kept blank. Then additional sundry material worth rupees 5,000 it has been fed into process C. So also then different expenses, normal loss, scrap value, then actual output 2,100. Then output transfer to next process, so far as process C is concerned, it has been left or kept blank. Why? Because no question of process D. Say from the C process, ultimately the finished stock or the finished product it would either emerge or it would come out. Therefore, it is stated that output transfer to finished stock from C process is put at 100%. Now, you have been asked to prepare process accounts and finished stock account. Now, as usual, you go through process A, you prepare process A. To direct material, units 10,000, rate rupees 100 per unit, amounting to rupees 10 lakh. Then different heads of expenditure under process A also given. Sundry material 10,000, labor 30,000, direct expenses 6,000. Now switching over to credit side, normal loss, percentage of normal loss is given in process A at 5%. 5% of input. How much is the input? Input is 10,000 units of raw material. Therefore 5% of 10,000 it works out to 500 units. Further, scrap value per unit is given at rupees 2. Therefore, realizable value of normal loss at the rate of rupees 2 in respect of 500 units it has been reflected at rupees 1,000, because 500 units normal loss, realizable value of normal loss rupees 2 per unit. Therefore, total amount to the tune of rupees 1,000. Now 10,000 units fed into process A, permissible loss 500 units. Now you go through the problem. Actual output in units is given as 9,300. In fact, it should have been 9,500 because 10,000 units fed into 500 units normal loss. Therefore, good units must be, or the normal output must be 9,500. But in reality, in process A, how much is actual output? Actual output is given as 9,300. Now, where went the balancing 200 units? The balancing 200 units are concerned, it can very well be adjudged to be or assumed to be the incurrence of abnormal loss. So now, abnormal loss, how many number of units? 200, because 10,000 minus 500, 9,500, actual output 9,300. Therefore, balancing 200 units treated as abnormal loss. Now, how about the calculation of value of abnormal loss, or how about the valuation of abnormal loss? You know the formula. Normal cost of normal output divided by normal output multiplied by number of units of abnormal loss. Now, how much is the normal cost of normal output? Now, for the purpose of ascertaining the normal cost of normal output, you sum up the total heads of expenditure in process A appearing on the debit side. Say how much is total expenses? Total cost incurred is 10,46,000. Out of 10,46,000, how much is the realizable value of normal loss? Rupees 1,000. Therefore, actual cost, it is bound to be rupees 10,45,000. When actual cost is bound to be rupees 10,45,000. Now, normal output. How much is the normal output? Units fed into process A 10,000. Permissible loss 500. Therefore, normal output should be 9,500. Therefore, normal cost of normal output divided by normal output multiplied by number of units of abnormal loss. Now, cost per unit is concerned. Normal cost of normal output divided by normal output, it works out to rupees 110 per unit. Rupees 110 per unit. Therefore, 200 units abnormal loss to be calculated at the rate of rupees 110 per unit and amounting to rupees 22,000. Now, 10,000 units fed into process A. Then normal loss 500, abnormal loss 200. How much is the remainder? Remainder is 9,300. Remainder is 9,300. In the problem, it is given as output transfer to next process 2 by 3, in the sense 2/3. 2/3 of what? 2/3 of 9,300. 2/3 of 9,300, it works out to 2/3 of 9,300, it works out to 6,200 units. Therefore, out of 9,300 units, 2/3 transfer to next process, implying 2/3 of 9,300, it works out to 6,200 units. Where it went? Say 6,200 units, they are transferred to process B, and you go through the problem. Output transfer to finished stock is how much? 1 by 3. 1/3 of 9,300. 1/3 of 9,300, it works out to 3,100. Where it went? It went to finished stock account. How much is the number of units? It works out to 3,100. Definitely, the number of units transferred to next process and the number of units transferred to finished stock account is concerned, it is to be valued, or it is to be calculated at the rate of rupees 110 per unit. Therefore, you go through the solution so far as process A account is concerned. By finished stock account 3,100 at the rate of 110 per unit, amounting to 3,41,000. Then by process B, in the sense transfer to next process, stood at 6,200. Hope you could grasp the intricacy. 6,200 came from the fact that 9,300 multiplied by 2 by 3, because 2/3 of output is transferred to next process. Say similarly, 6,200 units transferred to next process is concerned, it is to be valued, or it is to be calculated at the rate of rupees 110 per unit, amounting to rupees 6,82,000. Say thus, now you close both debit and credit side of process A account. Now, hope you have understood the intricacy associated with 2/3 transfer to next process, 1/3 transfer to finished stock, etc. Now, open process B account. Now, at the top you write the number of units of output. The number of units of output specifically given in the problem as 5,400. You go through the problem so far as process B is concerned. Now, with regard to process B, which is the input? Input is concerned semi-manufactured product transferred from process A to process B in the first instance shall become the input. Therefore, to process A, how many number of units? You go through the credit side of process A account. By process B, 6,200 units at the rate of rupees 110 per unit amounting to rupees 6,82,000. 6,82,000. Now, additional quantity of raw material also fed into process B. How much is the worth of additional raw material fed into process B? It is to the tune of rupees 15,000. Then you go through other heads of costs or other heads of expenditure. Third one, labor. Labor amounting to rupees 80,000. Then direct expenses amounting to rupees 18,150. All the expenses are over. Now, by normal loss, you go through the problem. How much is the normal loss? Normal loss is specifically given as a percentage. What percentage of normal loss is incurred in process B? It is 15%. 15% of 6,200, it works out to 930 units. 15% of 6,200 units, 930. Then how much is the scrap value per unit? In the sense, how much is the realizable value of normal loss per unit? Specifically, it is given in the problem as rupees 5 per unit. Definitely, for this reason, say 930 units being the incurrence of normal loss, it is to be realized at the rate of rupees 5 per unit and total amounting to rupees 4,650. Then you ascertain how much is the total number of units fed into process B? 6,200. Out of 6,200, how much is the permissible loss or how much is the unavoidable loss? Unavoidable loss or permissible loss is 930 units. Definitely, when 930 units having been deducted, how much is the normal output? Normal output should have been 5,270 units. You go through, minutely observe. Input 6,200 units, permissible loss 930 units. Therefore, good units or normal output is reflected at 5,270. But you go through the problem, how much is the actual output? Actual output is given in the problem as 5,400. Say normal output should have been 5,270 units, but in reality actual output stood at 5,400 units. Therefore, when the actual output is more than the normal output, what does it imply? It implies the realization of abnormal gain. Abnormal gain. Now, this abnormal gain, it needs to be evaluated. How much is the abnormal gain? Abnormal gain stood at 130 units. In the sense, actual output 5,400 minus normal output 5,270, definitely 130 units. How about its calculation? You know, formula is normal cost of normal output divided by normal output. How much is the normal cost of normal output? Say to ascertain the normal cost of normal output, 6,82,000 plus 15,000 plus 80,000 plus 18,150. Only these four costs or only these four heads of expenditure, they are to be either reckoned with or they are to be taken into consideration. Say thus, how much is the summation of these four items? Summation of these four items stands at rupees 7,95,150. Now, say actual cost incurred in process B when it stood at rupees 7,95,150. In fact, say having sold the normal loss at the rate of rupees 5 per unit, how much is the revenue realized or how much is the revenue fetched under process B? It stands at rupees 4,650. It implies that the cost in process B automatically gets reduced by a magnitude of rupees 4,650. Therefore, 7,95,150 minus 4,650 is equal to 7,90,500. Say now, the actual cost incurred in process B, it is rupees 7,90,500. Now, how much is the normal output? You know, input 6,200, normal loss 930. Therefore, normal output, it is 5,270. Therefore, valuation of abnormal gain is equal to normal cost of normal output divided by normal output. How much is the normal cost of normal output? It stood at 7,90,500. divided by how much is the normal output? Normal output is 5270. Therefore, cost per unit, it stood at rupees 150. Therefore, cost per unit, it stands at rupees 150. 150 at the rate of rupees 150 per unit. Now, you go through. So far as process B is concerned, how much is the output transfer to next process? So far as process B is concerned, specifically given in the problem as output transfer to next process 1 by 2, output transfer to finished stock 1 by 2. In the sense, 50% transfer to next process and 50% transfer to finished stock account. Therefore, in process B by process C, how much is the number of units transferred? Say the number of units transferred is out of actual output of 5400, 50%. 50% of 5400 works out to 2700. At what rate it should be calculated, or at what rate it should be valued? It should be valued at the rate of rupees 150 per unit, because working note specifically given in the solution 150 per unit. Therefore, 2700 units into 150, amount is 4,05,000. Where it got transferred? It got transferred to next process, in the sense by process C. Now, what about the balancing 50%? The balancing 50% to the tune of 2700 units are concerned, they are transferred to finished stock account. Therefore, the number of units transferred to finished stock account 2700, rate per unit rupees 150. Therefore, amount is concerned rupees 4,05,000. Say thus. Now, deliberately, so far as process B is concerned, amount column, simply I have put a dotted line, say only to demarcate in between 7,95,150 and 8,14,650. Say thus. This is about your preparation of process B account. Now, so far as process C account is concerned, deliberately I have not solved process C account. Process C account I have not solved. You prepare process C account. Hint I have furnished. What about the hint? Hint with regard to process C is concerned, abnormal loss 60 units at rupees 230 per unit, amounting to rupees 13,800. Then finished stock, because you go through the problem. So far as process C is concerned, no question of next process. Straight away it is given as output transfer to finished stock 100%. Now, in the problem, actual output in process C, how much is the actual output in process C given in the problem? It is 2100. Therefore, output transfer to finished stock account is concerned 2100 at the rate of rupees 230 per unit. Its amount works out to rupees 4,83,000. Say now, you prepare process C account. Simply do not neglect the preparation of process C account. You prepare process C account. So far as process C account is concerned, which becomes the input. So far as input is concerned, automatically 2700 units at 150 shall become the input. Then other different heads of expenditure or costs are there. Similarly, say you go in for preparing process C account. Further, you have also been asked to prepare finished stock account. You need not worry about finished stock account, because in process A, then in process B, then process C, finished information pertaining to finished stock is also jotted down in the solution. You go through process A account by finished stock account. What would be the journal entry? Finished stock account debtor to process A account. In finished stock account, it becomes process A account 3100 units at rupees 110, amounting to rupees 3,41,000. Then, so far as process B is concerned, again by finished stock account, in the sense finished stock account debtor to process B account 2700 at the rate of 150, 4,05,000. Then process C account is concerned, finished stock account debtor to process C account. In finished stock account to process C, 2100 units at the rate of 230, 4,83,000 rupees. Say thus, this is about the methodology. Rest we shall look into during our next meet. Thank you.